take a look at the next event that happens. As Mark 14, beginning with verse 66 tells us, he says, while Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the servant girls of the high priest came by, and when she saw Peter warming himself, she looked closely at him. She looked closely at him and says, you were also with the Nazarene Jesus. But he denied it. He denied it. He says, I do not know or understand what you are talking about. And he went out into the entryway. And when the servant girl saw him there, she said again to those who were standing around, she goes, this fellow is one of them. And again he denied it. And after a little while, those standing near said to Peter, surely you are one of them, for you are a Galilean. And he began to call down curses on himself and swore to them, I do not know this man you are talking about. And immediately the rooster crowed the second time. Then Peter remembered the word Jesus had spoke to him, before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times. And he broke down and wept. You see, Peter did exactly what Jesus told him he was going to do. Peter did exactly what Jesus said he was going to do. If we look at our Bibles, we go back to Mark 14, beginning with verse 27 to 31. He says, you will all fall away. For it is written, I will strike the shepherd and the sheep will be scattered. But after I have risen, I will go ahead of you into Galilee. And Peter declared at that time, even if all fall away, I will not. And I tell you the truth, Jesus answered, today, yes, tonight, before the rooster crows twice, you yourself will disown me 3 times. But Peter insisted emphatically, even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you. And all the others gathered around said the same. Peter was ashamed of what he'd done. For he himself had denied Jesus. How often in our own lives do we do the same? I know I'm guilty of it. Our action, our words, our denial of Jesus' life, as Liz was talking with the kids, when we don't honor our mother and father. And I sure hope some of the kids got that. That's a denial of Jesus. Because he says, honor your mother and father. There was a woman who was working in a honey-baked ham store. And the store was equipped with security cameras, and she was watching the small black and white monitors when she saw a woman come into the store, walk down the handicapped ramp, and go between 2 shelves. And to the clerk's amazement at this point, the woman grabbed a big ham off the shelf and stuffed it in her dress, with the ham wedged between her legs. The woman waddled towards the door. The clerk was stunned and wondered what she should do. Should she yell out? Follow the woman? Just then, the ham dropped out from between the woman's legs. That would have to be a sight, I'm sure. But it dropped out, hit the handicapped ramp with a loud bang, and then rolled and clanged to the bottom of the ramp. But she didn't miss a beat. The thief didn't miss a beat. She quickly turned her head and yelled out, "Who threw that ham at me? Who threw that ham at me?" And she ran out of the store. You see, the woman had denied the fact that she had tried to steal the ham from the store. Every time we sin, we are living with denial. We are living with denial. We're denying Christ. Are we going to stop sinning completely? No. We're human. We're going to sin. we're meant to sinning. But our job as Christians is to try to minimize that as much as possible. Now, earlier I was asked to be the heavy hand up here with the girls by someone on the back row. I don't want to be the heavy hand here today either, for it's not my point, but I've got to pull the log out of my own eye before I can pull the splinter out of yours. I deny Christ every time I use bad language. After I lust after something, if I want something, I covet something. Every time I do that, I'm denying Christ. I'm denying the opportunity for Christ to bless me. Just that night, as Peter denied Jesus 3 times, every time I use a bad word, I don't honor my mother, I deny Christ. Every time greed shows in my face, I deny Christ. All we can do as Christians is to be on the lookout for that. Keep our guard up. Know the fact that we are going to sin. I'm going to sin, you're going to sin, I'm a sinner. But we have to keep our guard up for that and try to minimize as much as possible when we gossip, when we curse, when we mean to do harm to somebody, when we steal, we lust after something, we covet after something that somebody else has got. All that is denying Christ. All of it. When we don't care for the needy, when we have the ability to, that is denial of Christ. Again, I don't want to be the heavy hand here because guilty is charged. Guilty is charged. But the one thing that we can take comfort in, the one thing we know that can happen, is when we take it before Jesus and we know we've denied Him and we ask for forgiveness and we're sincere about it, He forgives us. He forgives you, He forgives me, and all is anew. It's like it never existed. That's the beauty of Christ in our lives. That's the beauty that Christ died on that cross for us, and He suffered this humiliation. He suffered this questioning He took from the Sanhedrin, and the beating He took. And then to finally hang on the cross and die for us is all so that we can still live in His glory. It's not too late for us, for those who might be watching on the internet. It's not too late to ask for forgiveness and to stop living with the denial, as we all do, because we've all denied Christ at some time in our lives. But we sincerely repent, and Jesus forgives. I give thanks for that. I give thanks for that. Because it means that I can live in His glory. And you can too. And we don't have to live in denial all the time. Is there something that you've done that you know of, that you've denied Christ in your actions, in your thoughts, in your words? It's never too late to ask for His forgiveness. Never too late to ask for the forgiveness of Jesus Christ. He knows what we go through. He lived with us. He has the ability to forgive and start anew. It's kind of like when we take communion. When we take communion, it's an opportunity for us to lay at the table everything that we have done that denies Him. Everything that you earnestly repent, you can lay at the table, and He'll take it, and He'll forgive it. And it's a time to walk away afresh and anew.